Welcome to Torah 2. The Rebbe asks a central question that is relevant to our times. Who is the rightful inheritor to the land of Canaan? The Rebbe answers that the land belongs to the Jewish people, and the proof is in this week's parsha of Chayei Sara, the life of Sarah, wherein all three parts of the narrative apparently deal with the opposite of her life. The first part describes the death and burial of Sarah. The second part deals with the finding a wife for Yitzchok and being comforted from his mother's death. And the third part details how Avrohom remarries Hagar and lists Yishmael's, her son's descendants. Sarah's life was centered on ensuring that her son Yitzchok and his descendants, the Jewish people, would be the rightful inheritors of God's promise to Avrohom, to your descendants I will give this land. Thus, in the first part, regarding the burial place of the Kever Machpelah, where Adam and Hava are buried, Avrohom told the Hittites, who at the time controlled the land of Canaan, either you sell me the land or I will take it, because God promised it to my descendants. They agreed to sell it to him. He buried Sarah, and later he himself was buried next to her, and his inheritors, Yitzchok and Rivka, and Yaakov and Leah. This proves who are the inheritors. In the second part, which dealt with the matchmaking in marriage between Yitzchok and Rivka, God wanted the two to be married. This is why he facilitated many miracles in order that Besul, her father, would agree to the match. When Besul tried to prevent the match, his existence was nullified, because his reason for existence was to have Rivka and have her marry Yitzchok. This proves that anyone who gets in the way of God's wishes loses their reason to exist. In the third part, Avram brought back Hagar and Yishmael in order to send them away with gifts and have them recognize Yitzchok as his only inheritor. While Yishmael recognized Yitzchok as the rightful inheritor, he prospered. When Yishmael wavered on this and made wild and crazy claims after the death of Avram, he fell. Today, the Rebbe tells us that we must publicize the following message. The Arab nations who claim ancestral rights to the land due to their claim that Yishmael is the inheritor of Avram must be answered with the truth, that Avram buried Sarah, whose very name means minister or ruler, and not Hagar, who was her maidservant next to him. Hagar and her son Yishmael and the descendants' purpose is to help and serve Sarah and her descendants, the Jewish people. If they do not recognize this, then they will either lose their right to exist like Besul or fall like Yishmael. We must not be afraid to share this message, because this is for their good, that the entire land of Israel belongs solely to the Jewish people.